Let's go for it!
I like the dark stuff. Give me the dark stuff. I like the dark stuff. Give me the dark stuff.
Hey everybody, it's me, your buddy Dave, the host of the Dark Stuff channel here on YouTube. Just a quick check-in to show a few things that I picked up recently. Not too much, but I wanted to do it just to keep, videos popping. You know how it is. I know that you got to have actives, you got to have a lot of stuff, otherwise people just kind of drift off. The audience just disappears. And also because one of them is very current and relevant, and I wanted to make sure that it is known that I got it, okay? So let's just go ahead and get into it. Okay, what I'm talking about is the Squeeze book here. And what you might notice is it's written by a guy named James Griffith. And it's the same James Griffith that does have the channel here on YouTube. And he is the author of this book. And you can get it on Amazon. I picked up a copy of it here. Okay, I'm not going to lie and said I've read it or even started to read it. I just got it, so I haven't even had a chance. I'm a very, very slow reader. However, I'm interested in the topic, okay, because I do really like Squeeze, and they're a band that I don't know that much about. You take out Difford and Tilburg, I don't know shit about the group, so I'm thinking I'm going to learn a lot with this. So congratulations, James, on this book. I just wanted you to know I did actually get it. I wasn't just saying that. Okay, I picked up this Wanda Jackson record here. This one's called Reckless Love Affair, because I really do like Wanda Jackson's voice, and she's somebody that I've recently sort of discovered. I knew about her a little bit, and I have this CD box called Rockabilly Rules, and it's 3 CDs with all the best of rockabilly from the 1950s, and she's on here because she was like a peer of Elvis, and she was more rock and roll in the 50s. So I picked up this record not knowing what to expect, and it started off, and it is more traditional country. Okay, she was more of a country artist by this point. This is 1967, and so the first 2 songs come on, and it's Reckless Love Affair and the box it came in, and I was kind of like a little bit disappointed because it didn't feel like it had any of Wanda's personality, and it was just like, okay, she's obviously a very good singer, and these are like traditional late 60s sounding country songs, big deal. But by the time it gets to the 3rd and the 4th song, and really the rest of the record, it is a lot better. Okay, it's not rockabilly, it's not like what was on that CD before, but there's a lot more of her personality. The singing is better, the tempo is a little bit better. So I ended up liking it. It wasn't as disappointing as those first 2 songs, but boy, that was really something I wasn't expecting right at the beginning. So next up is this Fats Domino record, self-titled. It's a compilation that came out in 1968, but most of these songs are like, early 50s recordings. And none of his major hits are on here. There's no Blueberry Hill or whatever, Ain't That a Shame, but it does have When I'm Walking, it does have Heartbreak Hill, it does have Reelin' and Rockin', and a bunch of great songs. And it just, anything that Fats did back in that era is worth getting. The problem when you get into digital Fats Domino is there is so much bullshit out there, and the stuff has just been licensed to this company, that company, this company, that company, and you have no idea where the source material is. And I've bought 2 or 3 different Fats Domino CDs that wound up being live recordings that didn't say they were live recordings because I wanted to get the old studio recordings. So it is something that I'm finding very frustrating, and there wasn't very much of it on Spotify or any of the services either. So you do have to dig deep for the vinyl for that. Okay, we've spoken in the past about my interest in collecting more and more Nick Lowe, and here's Nick Lowe and his cowboy outfit. This one from 1984. Half a Boy and Half a Man. I knew that song before the record. The rest of these songs I did not know, and again, I really liked it. This was another great Nick Lowe record. Paul Carrick, who I do know from Squeeze, referencing back to earlier, his keyboards and backing vocals on this record. I'm guessing he was out of Squeeze by this point, 84. Elvis Costello is credited as horn arrangement on one of the songs, and that's the only connection for Elvis. Now, I point that out because Nick Lowe was Elvis's producer on most of the classic records with the Attractions. But this is like my 5th Nick Lowe album that I bought in the last couple years, and again, another fantastic one. This guy's looked old. He's like Steve Martin. He's looked old forever. You know, I mean, he looked old in the 70s. Crazy. All right. Anyways, Nick Lowe. So I've really wanted to get into Roxy music for a long time, and I keep trying. And I know I could easily go on to Spotify and listen to a greatest hits or whatever, but I really want to get into them the same way I've gotten into other bands, by finding a record I lock with and then trying to get other ones after that. So I was at Homer's and I saw this Roxy Music Manifesto in the used section, and I went around and I asked 2 of the people that were in the record store if they knew Roxy Music and if they thought this was a good one. The answer was no on the part of them knowing Roxy Music, so they couldn't really make a recommendation. It was $8, but I figured, like, I mean, I'm going to try it. So I listened to it, and Dance Away was a well-known song. You've heard that. It was on MTV and stuff in the radio back in the day. The rest of this stuff, though, I wasn't that familiar with, and I didn't find particularly compelling. It just wasn't really that good. The little bit that I read about the record did say that though this was the highest selling and most commercially successful Roxy Music record in the United States, most people feel like it's kind of a disappointment and not considered to be among the best of Roxy Music. So I guess I sort of struck out on this one. Anyone in the comments wants to say another one where I could start that's not going to be ridiculously expensive to get on vinyl and will actually be good, and I won't find it so disappointing, feel free to offer a recommendation. I'd appreciate it. At that Homer's visit, I picked up a Stevie Nicks Greatest Hits. This is, let's see here, 14 songs, you know, from Stevie Nicks. And this is mostly just because I don't have anything by her except in Fleetwood Mac. And I figured, like, I don't know, maybe sometimes I feel like listening to Stand Back or just like a white-winged, what's that song? Edge of 17. Okay. So, Stevie Nicks. And then last is, I got the box set for REM New Adventures in Hi-Fi. And I got the CD version because I have REM's entire catalog, and it's all CD except for Murmur. So it's sort of like, am I going to start getting the vinyl now? I mean, I've gone through life with just REM on CD, so I'll deal with that. This was their album from, I think, 1997. And 96 or 97, it was the last album to feature the full REM lineup with Bill Berry on drums, because at some point around this time, he retired from the band because, well, you know, he had some health issues and just decided to sort of reevaluate his life and was like, you know what, I'm really successful in a great band and I've made a lot of money and I almost died here out on the road with a health scare, and now time to reevaluate my life. And he did leave the band, never came back. And it was different after that. REM still made great stuff, but I mean, this was the last of an era of the original lineup. It offers, you know, the remastered version of the album on disc 1. There's a B-sides and rarities on the other one, which is a lot of same songs but acoustic or whatever. And then there's a Blu-ray which features music videos and electronic press kit and stuff like that. It is pretty cool. The packaging is very nice. Lots of great pictures. And it's a very nice collection. I've been on a huge REM thing lately. I mean, I've been a fan of theirs since the late 80s when I was a teenager, and but they've never really felt like one of my bands. Like they're a band I really, really like, but I would say in the last 5 to 10 years I've gotten to a point where like most of people my age probably were at in about 1988, 89, 90, 91, you know, when REM was at its peak. I wasn't quite there. I was into different bands, and now I'm really discovering what I missed out with all that REM stuff. I do own their entire catalog, literally. Every album they've made, I have on CD, and like almost every one of them, there's a period in the early 2000s where they maybe were struggling a bit. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. All right, so that's pretty much it, you know. Congrats, James, on the book. And I'll let you know maybe in a few years when I finish it, because like I said, I am a slow reader. Not because I can't read, mind you. it's hard for me to focus. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.